sea on a winter's day. The path twisted, taking us high above the dark waves. Finally, I felt grass beneath my feet, smelled sweetness upon the air, and we emerged onto a tiny plateau beneath the brow of the cliff. Here, a single twisted tree was growing, a wild cherry, its fruit flushed pink. The forbidding rock walls sheltered it from the winds, like a fierce creature guarding something precious. The young man ran a hand along the shining bark. This was his secret place, I knew then, in a town too small for secrets. I wanted to ask him why, but he only smiled, rested his hands upon my shoulders, and turned my body to look. Behind us was the town, all of it, stretching around the bay and up into the hills. I could see the café we had fled with its strings of flickering electric bulbs, could see the silhouettes of people dancing, stomping and spinning, kicking up the wine-soaked dust. The wind carried smoke from the bonfire up here. I breathed deeper, closing my eyes until I could pick out other scents, coal from the railway track and tar from the boats, the powerful reek of fish scales drying on nets and traps. I could smell sun-baked stone, wild herbs, myrtle and olive trees on the hillsides above. I caught a wisp of the food we had eaten that night, heady with spices. And above it all, that single cherry tree, a drop of sweetness just shy of ripe. His hands shifted upon my shoulders. Once I would never have stepped out alone with a man like this. But once did not exist anymore. I leaned back and felt his cheek rest against my hair. Above us were stars, and behind us in the darkness, a soul took up singing. "There's a nightingale," I whispered, but I knew he couldn't hear it, and I knew, too, that I was lost.
Part 1.
June 1969. It's the smell of kippers that wakes me, rather than the gut-wrenching jangle of the alarm clock. Kippers mean one thing. Swearing, I stagger out of bed, the blanket and sheet tangling around my legs. 2 steps down the corridor to the bathroom. The door is closed, but I barge in regardless, hoping that Louise isn't sitting on the toilet. Serve her right if she is. She knows I have to be out of the house at this time. My dad looks up in surprise, chin and neck half lathered, handle of the razor clenched. "Bleeding hell, Bill, could have stuck myself like a pig." I aim a hasty stream at the toilet, not without a few splashes, sorry Mum, while Dad grunts behind me. "Told you to get that clock fixed. In my day, we didn't need one, up at dawn." Ignoring his monologue, I make a grab for the face cloth hanging by the sink. Dad drawls on and on, shaving slowly just to wind me up, I'm sure of it. Between his rinse and drag motions, I wet the cloth under the tap, rub at my face, neck, armpits. It rasps over my chin, but not too much. For once, I'm glad that my manly grooming rituals are limited to a few pitiful attempts per week. Toothbrush from the mug, a bit of paste, and I'm out. I brush with one hand, searching the drawer for a pair of pants and a vest. The suit is waiting on its hanger. I grimace at it. Someday I'll buy myself a new suit, one that actually fits, one that isn't brown. I thunder down the stairs in a cloud of Aramis, the same bottle Mum got me for my 18th, and spit toothpaste into the kitchen sink. Louise is ignoring a bowl of cornflakes as she tries to reanimate her week-old hairdo. Mum is flipping Dad's kippers. There are toast corners in the rack, so I grab one, despite Mum's attempts to stop me. On with the hated squeaky leather shoes and shoelaces. Oh, for a world without shoelaces. Outside it's warm, and by the time I make it to the corner, I'm already sweating. The bus is at the stop, primed to trundle off like a greyhound at the track. I leap for the steps just as the driver releases the brake. It's packed, as always. Men in suits far better than mine, with briefcases and umbrellas balanced across their knees, though when was the last time it rained? There's a spare seat at the back by the stairs and I collapse into it, a mess of sweat and toast crumbs. I'm so grateful to have made the bloody bus, it takes me a minute to see who I'm...